Hi guys, welcome to day 20 of my self-love video challenge. Today it started off really great. Today started off really great and I was able to see a client that I loved and we had wonderful conversations. And on the way back driving from work, I ended up killing the engine to my car. But this was not the first engine that I have killed in the past week and a half. I don't know if I was the one to kill it, but I was the one driving it both times. So I have killed two of my only cars, in the past week and a half. They both need completely new engines. And so I have been going through the motions today of processing, and I thought, what do I want to talk about on my video? And why not talk about how to rise above misfortune? Everyone can rise above a misfortune, but you must first make the choice to do so. So when everything happened and my car seized on the road, I was kind of in disbelief, and I was processing it, and I hadn't quite felt the anger and the severity and the stress of it before that. So luckily, we were able to get it home safely. It broke down very close to my house, so my wonderful husband jumped on his motorcycle, and he was able to help push me out of the road, push me onto our road. And then a very good friend of ours, thank you, Ron, came and helped us. So thank goodness we had the help, and thank goodness that we are fortunate for that. But yeah, so I've been processing everything, and these are the lists of when something unexpected or something of misfortune comes up for you. This is how we can handle it, and this is the steps that we can take to get to a more empowered state and get out of a state of suffering and get back more into a beautiful state. Number one, freak out or feel what you need to feel. You know, we don't have to jump immediately into a positive poly state. Sometimes it's good to honor our feelings, honor the emotions that we're feeling in the moment. Yell if you need to yell, scream if you need to scream. Get it out. It's important to feel your emotions. It's important to honor your emotions. But what's important is to make sure that you don't live there and that you don't stay in that state. Because when we stay in a state of freaking out and being angry and sad and scared, how can we solve that? We don't go to a place of creation when we are in that mindset. So when you're done freaking, sorry, I have an itch on my arm. When you're done freaking out, it's time to, number two, step back and process it. You know, I kind of almost did this almost reverse, where I stepped back and I processed it first, and then I kind of freaked out, and then I had to process it again. But it's important to think about it, process, how did this happen, what happened, what could have prevented it, was it preventable? Just let your brain process all the information. And number three, find someone to talk to, even if it's just, not just talking to my husband, but, talking to my husband to create a plan or see what our options are. Or I text my friend and I told her what was going on. And I'm not one to complain often to friends. I don't really go put myself out there, but sometimes it's good to just go find someone to talk to. Number four, find out, how can this make you better? How can this make you stronger? What good comes from this? And what can I learn? So that's another wonderful way to really look at this, shift it. When we go from life happens to you to life happens for you, you're able to look back, assess, question, like, okay, what lesson can be learned from this? What can I do next time? Where can I be better from this situation? And what actions do I have to take in the future to make sure that I can learn from this and not make, or try to prevent this from happening again in the future. Number 5, realize the worst case scenario and how bad it could have been. Now, my car could have seized in the middle of a very fast traffic road. I was able to pull off into a turning lane, and then it ended up seizing. So at least I wasn't on a big main road where people were driving crazy and people were, impatient or not paying attention. I could have gotten hit. I could have gotten hurt. There's a lot more that could have happened in this situation. So looking back and realizing what the worst case scenario is, like what's going on in my world's pretty crappy, but it can always be worse. And I think it's important to remember that it can always be worse. Let's see. Number 6, find past experiences from others and learn effective ways it was handled. So that's what I've been kind of doing, is going online right now, seeing what my options are to try to correct the situation, what we can do, what we can't do, what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what's worked for others in the past, what hasn't. It's good to get all that knowledge in so you can make an effective decision and move forward. Number 7, find the right support and people to talk to. This is kind of going back to finding someone to talk to, but it's good to have a strong support system that isn't going to have you freak out and make it 10 times worse by talking to them, but someone that's strong, supportive, and sure. Number 8, after you found, let's go back. So after you're done freaking out, after you step back and process what happened, after you find someone to talk to, after you find and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? After you see what the worst case scenarios could have been, and after you find out the do's and don'ts and what things you've learned about people who have been in this experience before, and you found that right support system, it's now 8, time to do something. So what small steps can I take now to start making this right? I don't have to look for the end in sight and, go too hard, like, oh my God, how am I going to handle this? How am I going to handle this? It's really just one bite at a time. How do we eat an elephant? One bite. Well, I hope no one eats elephants, but one bite at a time. So what small steps can I do to be proactive, to get myself out of this? And just remember that when we're making progress on things, we are happy. Progress equals happiness. Regress equals sadness. So make progress on this. Try to make steps to try to figure out how you're going to get out of it. Take action steps, and then always return to gratitude. I may not have transportation currently, but I have a home, I have my family, I have my health, I have my breath, I have my sight, I have a beautiful home in a beautiful country, and I am free as an American. We have wonderful gifts, and we are always able to return to gratitude. So even when life gets shitty, which we're gonna have these moments, and I feel like everything in my world that is an appliance or a tool is breaking, but return to gratitude. And that's how we can work to rise above misfortune. And thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys are having a really good day, and I love you. Bye, guys.